Today we're going to be making some lead weights and we never have to buy them again. It's not that hard, but you do need to be careful. You are going to need a few things to get started. You're going to want some pliers. You're going to need a mold. These are the Do It brand molds. You can get them in different shapes, sizes, and everything like that. It's a one-time purchase once you buy that. You also are going to want to get a melting pot. These come in different shapes and sizes. You can just use a turkey burner with a cast iron, but this gives you a lot more control, which I'll show you in a little bit. You're gonna want a respirator, y'all. When you're melting lead weights down, it releases fumes. Breathing in metal fumes can kill you. Wear your respirator. For the purpose of this video, I'm not wearing one, but I'm outside. It is very windy today. I'm gonna be just fine. And if you're making weights like this that have a ring on them, you are going to need to buy the little rings. The little rings that go on them, they just kind of slide right into the mold. Here's one for you. And if you're just making river weights, you don't need any of that. These are the two most popular weights that I use, flat river weights and flat disc weights. So those are gonna be the ones I'm demonstrating today. Here's what we gotta do, y'all. You're gonna wanna get some gloves, preferably leather. And we have our pot. We've already plugged it in. It is preheated. These do take about 20 minutes to heat up. Definitely wanna make sure you're not doing this on a plastic table. These things do get really, really hot. One little safety thing. So you wanna take your weights or your lead. This is an old cast net. This is what I use. You can actually buy blocks of lead at some tackle stores or online, but I typically just use old cast nets. One thing I will warn, when you put old weights like this that are dirty and may actually have some debris inside of them, you're gonna wanna cover this pot with something sturdy. I'm gonna use this metal scoop, because what happens is that dirt and all the residue on these weights can actually pop and splatter. You sure as hell don't want to get splattered in the face with melting lead. I'm gonna put those in. I'm gonna cover that up. We're gonna grab a couple more here. We're gonna melt down a bunch. Here we go, we're gonna put those in as well. It's gonna take a few minutes to actually melt that down into liquid. I'm gonna start with my river weight mold here. This is all it is. This one comes in 1, 1.5, 2, and 3. I typically don't use 1s or 1.5, so I'm gonna stick to mostly the 2s and 3s. Ounce weights. The molds come with these little copper rods, and there's a little slot. You can see right here, there's a little slot right there and right there. Whoop. Put those in. And you close it. Now, I like to grab 2 blocks of wood, because as you can see here, the copper rods stick out the bottom of the mold. So I like to do that. Sandwich them in there like that. Here we go, it is melting. And we're gonna use this spoon to scrape off all that dirt and gunk that's in there. It melts down pretty quick once it starts melting. It should look nice and shiny, like the Terminator from the movie. And we're just gonna use this old piece of cardboard here to scrape all that junk out. That's called the slag. You don't want it in there. If you leave it in there, it's gonna make your weights look kind of rough. Okay, that's pretty good. We're gonna take the lead, pour it in the hole. That's basically it, y'all. And that's why these little ones are so handy, very, very easy to pour. And you wanna pour at a steady rate because the lead cools down very quickly. So it gives you really good control. See, that one didn't work, y'all. I blocked the hole. I did not pour that one quick enough. It blocked the hole. That's only gonna be half a lead. These harden very quickly. They're already good to go. Pull that out. Pull that out. See, well, that actually did work. Here we go. We'll do that to the side. Now these are going to be very, very hot, y'all. Be very careful. That is where the pliers come in handy. go. There we go. Make sure I get that on camera. Grip the metal. There we go. Now you can see these little tips up there. You break those off. I generally wait until the end because these are very hot. And these little guys back into the pot. Now, one thing to note, after you've made these, they will stay hot for a while. The bigger they are, the longer they stay heated. Be very, very careful not to burn yourself. If you're ever using a cast net or something, you got debris in there, get that out of there. It will catch fire, it will smoke, and potentially cause some kind of brain damage. I don't know. It smells absolutely horrible. We're just gonna grab some more. We have this old cast net here. We are just gonna rock and roll through it. Put that in there. I'm gonna cover it up. Cover it up so it doesn't pop in our face. So here we have our disc sinker mold, and what we gotta do is put our little brass pieces right on top. Now I haven't used this mold yet today, otherwise this would be burning my fingers because this metal gets really hot. Okay, there we go. We got our little brass pieces in the mold. You close it carefully. You hold it, and that's where we pour it in. Okay, we're gonna wanna scrape off all the impurities. Look at all that dirt. And slow and steady wins the race. You wait a few seconds. Good to go. And there we go, y'all. Put the little brass piece on there. Good to go. And that, y'all, is how we make our own weights. This costs about $30, $40. The molds can cost upward of $50 to $60, but they are one-time purchases. When I buy river weights at the store, it's generally like $4 for $4. That's basically $1 a weight. So buying these two apparatuses will absolutely save you money over time, and you never have to go to the store to buy weights again. I'm gonna put my respirator on, melt down a whole bunch more. I'll see you at the back end of this video. All right, y'all, there we go. A nice pile of weights in about an hour. That really didn't take that much effort or that much time. Saved us a lot of money, and that's how you make your own weights, y'all.